Hey there and welcome back to Mass Effect. My name is Pete and today we complete our first meeting with the Citadel Council. After the events on Eden Prime, we were partly responsible for the destruction of a Prothean beacon, and for obvious reasons the Council wants some answers on that matter. Also up for discussion is the role of Saren, Spectre gone rogue, and his involvement with the Geth, as well as him killing his former Spectre colleague Nihilus in cold blood on Eden Prime.
The Council isn't gonna ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
I already mentioned in the last video that the council meeting and the dialogue afterwards will take up a good portion of this video. Now, that doesn't mean it's not worth sitting through. Me personally, I think that the first council meeting does a really good job at setting the stage for Shepard's, well, adventure if you will. And also afterwards the Citadel really opens up for exploration and we're going to start a lot of the side quests. As a matter of fact, we already start one at the end of this video, and probably one of the most infamous ones in the entire Mass Effect series, which is Scan the Keepers. Now let's not get ahead of ourselves though. First of all, we have a council meeting to attend, and before we get there we can have a quick chat with these two Turians here.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Well, nice to meet you, Garrus. Find anything?
Come across anything I should know about?
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Well, I certainly hope they do. Although something tells me it won't be that easy. Now, the Citadel Tower is actually a good spot to pick up a few side quests. However, most of them will unlock a bit later throughout the game, and at this point we really can't do anything else.
Don't be ridiculous. The Bolus won't be joining the Council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push.
Other than talk to Captain Anderson and get the meeting started.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
Now, I think it's very clear from the get-go that we won't really achieve a favorable outcome for us here. At least not yet. But we might as well try.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
And very obviously, Saren is not the biggest friend of humans. Maybe we can use that to our advantage.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
Now, at least from a completionist standpoint, this is the most important part in the meeting, because the quit protecting him option gives us 2 Paragon points and we don't want to leave those on the line.
Saren's hiding behind his position as a Spectre. You need to open your eyes.
What we need is evidence. So far, we've seen nothing.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
No. No, I don't.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason: to exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
And in case you forgot, Captain, the Council isn't really in the mood to help us out.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that C-Sec investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Yep, I agree. He sounds useful. We should talk to him, yeah.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in C-Sec who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
Now, I am honored, but Captain Anderson, I mean, he's kind of a big deal.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Yeah, apart from a drunk C-Sec officer, do we have other leads, maybe?
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Well, sounds better than Harkin at least. And don't think I won't ask about this. There is something we don't know yet about Saren and Anderson, and I'm going to find out what.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to agree with that.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars, it causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Okay, lots of stuff to ask about, and I think the most interesting option, also in regards to Saren, is to learn a bit more about the Spectres.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
So how does one become a Spectre?
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
And do they have a hierarchy or some other form of organizational structure?
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
Well, to be honest, that really doesn't sound like it should be legal.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
Or something bad if a Spectre goes rogue, which apparently happens.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue? Like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Okay, changing topics. Udina and the Council, there was some definite tension there. What's up with that?
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
And why is it so important to get a Council seat?
Who cares if we get a seat on the Council? What's the big deal?
If the Council passes a ruling on an interstellar matter, we have to follow it. We don't have the fleets or political allies to defy them. Once we get a seat on the Council, we'll be able to influence those rulings, protect our own interests, no more jumping through hoops whenever we want something. Take this mess we're in now. If humanity had a seat on the Council, we'd just send the Citadel fleet out to take care of Saren and his Geth. Problem solved.
Well, maybe if we did something for them, they might do something for us?
Maybe they'd let us join the Council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the Council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the Council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests too.
Well, fair point. So let's talk about the next steps, and in particular I would be interested to know a bit more about Harkin.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Well, if he's such an asshole, why protect him for so long?
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
But on the other hand, and we're putting some pressure on Anderson here, isn't this what the embassy's for? Helping humans, even if they are assholes?
I thought this embassy was supposed to help humans.
Harkin may be human, but he's also an ass. He's had more than his share of chances. If the embassy wasn't protecting him, he would have been fired 15 years ago. CSEC is better off without him.
Okay, now let's ask about the other lead, which at least in my opinion seems a bit more promising, and that is Barla Vaughn.
Tell me about Barla Vaughn.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, specters. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
So who the hell is this Shadow Broker?
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game, and the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
Whew. Time to breathe out. We've got that behind us.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Well, thank you. I think it will be a while before we get there again. Now, we have 2 leads that might help us take down Saren, and I also promised to get started with some side quests. So let's get started with one of those first.
That guy's up to something.
What guy?
The one over by the Keeper.
What?
Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
Yes, actually. What are you doing?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
Oh, really? Why is that so?
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Well, that sounds like an interesting project. Why are you keeping this to yourself?
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
Well, in that case, let us help, because we don't give a shit about being arrested.
I could help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
Commander Shepard, professional badass.
I'm Commander Shepard, with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
And why all the effort? What's this for?
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
Alright then. Well, let's get this going.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
Yeah, from my own personal experience, I think I can say this has less to do with luck and more with patience. Now, the first out of 21 Keepers in total is right in front of us, and for number 2 we can go back to where we had the hearing with the Council, and then we have 2 more here in this area, but finding all 21 without knowing where they are, which luckily I do, can be a bit of a pain. Now, these 10 XP just pushed us over the threshold and we leveled up. That means for Shepard we'll put 3 points in Charm, just so we can get a bit closer to actually using this in conversations and gain a bit more Paragon points, because as we see here, we don't really have a lot of them. Then for Ashley we'll put a point in Combat Armor. That unlocks First Aid, but Caden has that already, so we'll put the last point in Soldier instead. And then for Caden we'll put 1 point in Electronics to further boost his shields, and then use the other one to improve Throw. Now we can go back down and look for the remaining 2 Keepers, and that is really everything we can do in the Citadel Tower, at least for now. There are 1 or 2 more side quests that start here, but those won't unlock until later. So Keeper number 3 is down the stairs here and then to the right.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants.
And we can't talk to Admiral Kahoku just yet.
No, I just want to ask a couple of questions.
So let's now quickly run across and get to the 4th Keeper, which is hidden right here in the back.
Maybe, but I wouldn't believe everything you hear.
That's just it. I'm hearing it everywhere. It's not...
Alright, that's it. And looking at the time, I think this is a good spot to slowly wrap this episode up. Now that the game is a lot less linear and is opening up a bit, please do feel free to leave a comment where you think we should go next. My plan, at least so far, is to go down to the wards and Korra's den and have a conversation with Harkin, but we could also have a look at the Asari consort or get to Bala Vaughn first. I definitely want to grab a few weapon and armor licenses, since those that we can get on the Citadel are pretty cheap, and then I would also love to get the next grenade and medi-gel upgrade. However, those cost a bit more, and we'll have to make some money before we tackle that. But as to how we do that, yeah, feel free to let me know what you prefer, and then I'll see you next time. Cheers.
I can't believe the Council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren's one of their best operatives. It's only natural they'd take his word over ours.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.